Here are the Mod 4 Part 2 notes. This is page 2. So on page 1, we talked about using the arithmetic average or the mean to describe a set of data. We are going to look at another measure of center that we use to describe a set of data. Okay, so this is the median. And the easiest way for some to remember the median is that it's actually the value that falls in the middle. So median, middle. Okay. The important thing to remember is that the data does have to be arranged from smallest to largest. So we're looking for the value that splits the data set in half. So we're going to take a look at example 2 here. We want to determine the median of the data set. We've got an even number of observations here. Again, this is the same data set we looked at before. Our n is 6. I am going to start by listing these in order. So we got a 69, our two 72s, 81, 83, and 91. Notice that if I want to split this in half, my number's going to have to be somewhere here in the middle. And by half, I mean I have 3 data values below whatever the median is, and I have 3 values above. So this median has to lie halfway between these 2 values. So I'm going to add the 72 and the 81. We're going to average those, divide it by 2. We get 153 divided by 2, which is 76.5. Notice that that value is not actually in the data set, but it does divide our data set in half, 3 below, 3 above. Okay. Now we're going to take a look at example 3. When we add that 0 in, again, our sample size here, our n is 7. I do need to rewrite these smallest to largest again. That is the most common mistake as we find medians. This time, if I want to divide the data set in half, I have an odd number of values. So if I pick this number 72, notice still I have 3 values below. I have 3 values above. So my median is actually 72 here. It's a member of the set. Does not really matter that there's a 72 value to the left of it in the lower half. That's okay. Again, we're physically dividing the data set into 2 equal-sized parts. Notice here that when we added in that 0, that outlier, this does not change that much. So here, we changed by 4.5%. Which is way less, there's the mathematical terminology there, than the, how far? 11.14%. So it's way less than the 11.14% that the mean changed by when we added that 0 in. So that value that's way out of the norm, we're going to call it an outlier. That outlier is going to affect the mean more than it does the median. And we're going to talk about outliers a little more later.